y'all, it's Risa with another speed build. So this time I wanted to try my hand at using the bunk beds. I had this idea. I did a similar build on my own beforehand to kind of like see what does and doesn't work with the bunk beds. So what I've done is I have built a micro home for 4 Sims, and it completely works. I have play tested it. Everything works in this build. At least for me. I know sometimes people are having issues where they're like, on some people's machines, things are able to go, and on other people's that they're not. So I don't know. For me, this works. Everything on here works. Everything I was able to play test, which is everything. Did I say everything enough? Everything. So I made this family. It is 2 moms and their 2 children, a teen boy and a little girl, and the boy and girl share their room together. So I made sure I tried to like put stuff in there that would have like some of their personality a little bit. At this point in the build, though, I was just trying to get things and see what I could fit in to make it work. And the good news is I was able to do all of this in 31 tiles, not even 32. And it means that everything is like, it definitely fits. I'll put it like that. I enjoyed doing this a lot. I love tiny homes in general. I've talked about this before. I love the puzzle of it, seeing what does and doesn't work, what can I fit, and stuff like that. So I would like to very soon do another one and using the loft bed situation. But for this one, I wanted to fit 4 Sims into this house. So I just straight up did it the actual bunk bed situation. I think you could get away with loft beds in a tiny home and see how that goes. I think that would be a lot of fun to try out. I really wanted to put a lot of clutter in this house and just make it feel lived in and make it feel like there was personality showing in the build. And I think I did a good job. It is still a starter home for 4 Sims, technically. So it's like 23K or something like that. I did not give myself any extra money. I think it might be 24K, because when you have 4 Sims, it starts with 26K. And I just kind of used that. And I used almost all of it, so it's up in the gallery if you guys want. It is under my ID kookykitt, like always. And honestly, it's really cute. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I want to play in this build. And a lot of the time when I build something for a video, it's something that I want to have it look good. And I don't really care too much about if I would play in it. So this time I specifically was like, okay, I would like to play in this house. Like, I think it's cute enough that I would want to play in it. And I think I did enough stuff to make it not feel like a micro home while being a micro home. I didn't put a vacuum in, despite the fact that I wanted to, because I couldn't find a very good spot to have it just rest. So what you could do is you could buy one and just put it in one of your Sims inventories, or you could replace, I end up putting a standing lamp in the corner. You could probably replace that with a vacuum if you wanted to have it out and like look like, oh boy, there's a vacuum, which to be honest, I sometimes do. I wanted to go for a like palette I rarely go for. So I went for darker colors in this build. I end up, like, the doors are white right now, but I end up turning them. I end up changing them to the dark blue at first, and then I just go to that dark green swatch of the Strangerville with the brown, the wood edges. Frame? That's a word. So I wanted to go for a darker, like, color scheme because I never do, you know? And by the way, you can use that bed either way, so you can have the bed out and still be able to get in and out the door. It's not like you have to have the bed up to be able to go through the door. I made sure the bed works both sides and all of that. it, I feel, is cuter with it up. But I think that just because then there's less of a, like, the space feels more open that way. I made sure I have pretty much everything you need in this build. So I'm using the TV from Tiny Living. I used a lot of stuff from Tiny Living, to be honest. I really like that pack. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I really like that pack. That pack still has to be like my favorite stuff pack that we have. To be real, it is my favorite stuff pack. I'm trying to think of ones I would like better. Like paranormal stuff is pretty good, but just tiny homes in general, I love them. I think that's fantastic. So, I like how I had 2 things of knives for a while. I just didn't even notice. Oh well, it's just there. I fix it, I promise. I actually end up changing around very soon, I think. I change around the, like, layout. That's the word I'm looking for. The layout of this little kitchen area. Because I didn't like the idea of having the stove right next to the bedroom door. Because it felt weird. So I did end up changing it. I wanted to try and use the country kitchen kit, but it just did not fit. It did not fit with the color scheme I already had going on. So I really like those Snowy Escape counters for tiny homes anyway, because they're, yeah, I just changed it all around. But because they are, whatchamacallit, they have like those slots that you can use for clutter. So to me, they end up being really good for a tiny home or a micro home, just because I can put stuff down there. I didn't in this one, I don't think. I don't think I actually put any any stuff down on the shelves, but I was trying to fill up the walls a lot in this one. Not so much counters and stuff like that. Mostly because I don't really have very many counters. But the counters in this are usable, which is good. Because sometimes that is difficult. I love the fact that you can have the tiny fridge that close to the bed, and both the bed and the fridge still work. So I appreciate that. I know lots of people will be like, gosh, Risa, you can't put the fridge next to the stove. Good news. This is The Sims, so it doesn't matter. Normally, I would also be like, yeah, it doesn't really make very much sense to do that. But at the same time, it's The Sims. So I don't really care too much in this case. It's cute this way, and that's really all that matters. Because in The Sims, like, yeah, I agree. We do things that wouldn't work in a real life, like, house. And one of those things is just putting the stove right next to the fridge. But it doesn't really matter. So I did a couple things also after I uploaded this house to the gallery. So I kind of moved a couple things, or after I was done with the build, but before I put it in the gallery. That's what I'm meaning to say. So not on screen in the video, but up in the gallery. I put a few other things in the kids' bedroom to try to make it a little more, like, have a little more personality. I love that I was able to get this teddy bear in there, the dragon or dinosaur, whatever it is, and it's usable. So the little girl, I had her go in and use it. Also, why did no one tell me we could do that with the eaves, or the roof trim? That's what it's called. With the roof trim, why did no one tell me we could just use that on the bit between roofs instead of having to make a room up there? Like, what? No one told me this, and it's free. I've been using the trick where you just put a room down up there, and then you do like that exterior trim, and that costs money though. So in this one, it doesn't. I wanted to use that really small fence from Get to Work, but it's so expensive. Why is it so expensive? I would really like to know. Why is that get to work fence, the tiny one, just so expensive? It's like 50 simoleons a thing or something like that. I don't remember. I'm not gonna go and look, but I did end up just replacing it with the base game one. I used a lot of packs in this build, and I'm not even sorry because it ends up looking really cute. I wanted to use the custom content official new dining table. That's the word. But it's so much more expensive. It's just a little too expensive for this build. I think it's really cute though. I think I end up using the dining chairs though, because they're not as expensive. Yeah. And I really liked the like white back. It just fit the color scheme I was going for because I have all the trim outside being white still. But otherwise, it's, it's that dark theme while also being, having the white trim. I thought it was nice contrast, is what I'm trying to say. Gosh, my voiceover skills are a little rusty. I don't know if you guys have noticed. So I wanted to do those eco lifestyle, I just put it down, like planters in the back, but the ones that aren't usable are so much more expensive for some reason. So I just went into the gallery and downloaded a room that was full of plants. So I just did that. Because it felt right, It felt right. I actually used all real landscaping in this build. I didn't use any debug stuff. I ended up having enough money left over, which was shocking, but I did. So I landscaped it with real landscaping, which should help also with the eco footprint, which is also what I was trying to kind of keep track of, was to make this more of an eco house. I don't know why. I just like doing it, and I think it looks cute, But yeah, I'm getting to the end of the build now. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and leave me a comment telling me what you think about it. What kind of tiny home you would enjoy living in. I don't know. Would you like living in a tiny home? I don't know if I would. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. If you want to see me play things live on stream, you can find my Twitch channel, which is Krollmeister Sisters. I do other things than The Sims. I play lots of point-and-click adventures, so does my sister. We share the whole thing. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.